Bell and Isaac Hayes hired me on at Stax Records. I worked in the production department with Sherry Jones, but my exposure to the world of Stax Records was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I was really like the baby. I did a little background work. I was afforded the opportunity to sing and watch Stax in 1972. That was my first airplane ride. My first trip really out of Memphis, Los Angeles Coliseum.
Okay.
So the whole stadium was filled because the tickets only cost $1.
Oh wow, of course.
The show started at 3 o'clock and ended at 2 a.m. the next morning. It was an awesome experience.
You were on the stage.
I was on the stage.
You performed a gospel song.
To perform Precious Lord. And it's on YouTube to this day. When Rufus came out on the stage and clucked like a funky chicken, everybody came out of the stands. And it was chaotic, but it was controlled chaos.
Yeah.
They were dancing on the field while he was singing the funky chicken. And then 45 minutes later, everybody was back in their seats. We had a ball.
Everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Dewayne Benton Show. Today is a very special day for me. I had this interview in place months ago. When I thought about who I wanted to talk to, who I wanted to sit down and interview, this woman was somebody that I loved. She's been a part of my family. She has celebrated homegoings with me and my family. And I'm telling you, this is an honor to have, I think, the baddest singer that ever, never was, or is. I don't know how we say it, but please help me welcome Debra Manning Thomas. How are you?
Hey, I'm fine, Dwayne. How are you?
I am so glad to have you here. This has been, I actually have goosebumps right now. I feel goosebumps running through me. Just excited to hear your story, because I have always said for years, when I listened to Vanessa Bell Armstrong, I actually thought it was you.
Wow.
I said, "Oh, this Debra is singing as nobody but Jesus." And then I found out it was somebody named Vanessa Bell Armstrong who lives in Detroit.
Right.
But you have a history with music. Before we dive in, let's go back that first moment. And I don't normally ask this question, but I'm so intrigued and I'm such a fan of you.
I love you.
When did you start? When did you know, I think I can sing a little bit here? When did that happen? What was that moment?
The first time I sang publicly, I was 6 years old. At my home church, Golden Leaf Missionary Baptist Church. At that time, it was at 976 Peach Street in North Memphis. Mrs. Bessie Jean Nelson McKenzie was our choir director. We didn't have ministers of music. We had choir directors.
Right.
She saw something in me, and she, along with Mrs. Vernita Campbell Bailey Breathitt, who is the mother of Archbishop Leroy Bailey in Hartford, Connecticut. Miss Bailey Breathitt was our pianist at the time. So those two ladies saw something in me and assigned me the hymn, Blessed Assurance. That was my first solo. And my father was a deacon in the church. And at that time, deacons sat around the pulpit area in those chairs, that you could lean back and rock in. And he knew what was going on, but he had not discussed it with me. So it was my turn to sing. And I sang the hymn, and his head was just like this, his eyes was closed. And so that was like my go-ahead. And that I knew that he was pleased. When I finished, and when the service was over, the ladies were very pleased with my presentation and told me, "You come to junior choir rehearsal next Wednesday." And from there,
it's been on.
It's been on. It's been on. It went from soloist to choir directress to teacher of music to president of state convention, music department. I've
run the gamut.
I've done a lot of
You've
stuff.
done it all. Okay.
Musically in the church and you know.
But privately, in your own world, you're a little kid. When did you know? Wow, I think I can kind of sing. Were you listening to radio? What was it?
Well, yeah, radio was a staple in the home. We didn't necessarily have the record player and all that kind of stuff like kids have today. But the radio was there. And then I was also influenced by people in my church. I grew up under people like Oris Mays, Cleophas Robinson.
Yes.
Okay, so I heard that on a regular basis. Gospel was a very strong presence in my life, in my family. That was my way of fellowshipping, communicating. That was our life back then. That's how we learned to be. So when I was in 7th grade, Mr. Hank Lockhart was my 7th grade music teacher. And he heard me sing. He said, "Girl, you can sing." I said, "For real?" He said, "I want you to do this part in A Mall and the Night Visitors." That was my first opera piece that I did. So I thought in the 7th grade, I guess I really can sing, because if your music teacher tells you, then you must be able to do something. So it's just been a part of my life. It's like breathing.
So when you become a kid in school, you're going during your class, your friends know.
My friends know. Yeah, they notice.
Sing.
They say, she can sing. She can sing. And I'm just like, oh, yeah. I can
Were
sing
you doing like they call it, what do they call talent shows back then?
I was doing talent shows, right? I was heavily influenced by Aretha. Heavily influenced by Mahalia. Heavily influenced by Gladys Knight. Those were the women that I looked up to. I loved Sam Cooke. I loved Marvin Gaye. That was me, music. I just couldn't get enough of it. I listened to it daily. And so it just kind of blossomed, you know. And
so we talk about Aretha Franklin. You know, she was born in Memphis, moved to Detroit with her dad, and lived her life. Did you find similarities, knowing her story later in life, of how she really looked to her father for approval? Did that happen for you? Was your father that integral in your life?
My father was very much my strength, because he was, like I told you, the deacon, president of the citywide Sunday School and BTU Congress. He was a leader. He had leadership all over him. So I gleaned from that. I wanted to be like that. My mother was the homemaker. She stayed home, kept the house, had babies, that kind of thing. But I was a daddy's girl. But daddy died when I was 13.
Oh, how did it affect you?
Heavily. And at the time, my family was not one to seek professional counseling, and I really needed it, but I did not realize it until later in life. But the Lord blessed me to keep pushing, to persevere, to do, and I continue to do what I was doing in the church, and I'm very thankful for my church foundation, because if I had not had that, I probably would have lost my mind, probably would have been a hooker. I'm just being real. I probably would have gone into the streets, because you know, the temptation was there, but I had the church to fall back on. So
and the gift.
And the gift, yes. And I'm grateful for all of that. So it was a sustaining force for me in my life, really.
All right, so we move a little ahead in your life. You're growing up now. People are starting to notice you. So what are some of the big things that you did as a young woman? And well, I'm going to ask another question, but because I want to know, as a young woman singing, did you have what they always say, that very unique, and people say, wow, you have such a big voice to be such a little girl. Were you that?
I heard that.
You did?
I heard that a lot. And my response was, thank you so much. I'm just grateful that I can do what I do.
You are, she's to me, I've always said she's the epitome of humble pie. You have this little look that you do, and I mean, just like, you know, you have been everywhere.
Yeah, I have.
So I don't want to, I'm moving ahead of my interview here.
No problem.
I want to go back. Some of the first things you did that were considered big to you. Like, did you go to a big church convention where the big wigs were, and were you on stage and singing? And what were some of the first things you did?
I did do that. Thankful to Mrs. Bessie McKenzie again, who was not only our choir director, but she was elevated to the position of associate music director in the National Sunday School and Baptist Training Union Congress. So she exposed me to that. I was able to sing at a couple of services in one of the Congress settings. So around 16, we did a recording. The Tennessee Regular Baptist Missionary and Educational State Convention did a recording.
God, you're good with names and all that good stuff.
I love it.
I would be so horrible.
At Golden Leaf Church, and my first recording was Blessed Be the Name. And I still have it on vinyl.
Yes.
And every now and then I play it because I still have a turntable to remind myself of my very first recording at 16.
Yes.
Then when I graduated high school and went to college, I was at what was once known Memphis State University, which is now the University of Memphis. And I saw a flyer for auditions for a play called An Evening of Soul. I was introduced to Ms. Irma Clanton. Rehearsals for An Evening of Soul were held in the Speech and Drama Building, and the show was supposed to be a one-night show. October 31st, 1971, and the show has gone on for about 40 years. The one-night show blossomed into a run that pulled in Isaac Hayes. At that show, Mr. Al Bell and Isaac Hayes were at the show. They saw the show. They loved it so much.
And when we come back, how Al Bell and Isaac Hayes had an integral part in trying to introduce this woman to the world. Stay right there. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Sherman Brown with BSU Roofing Construction. When the elements are hard at work, BSU Roofing Construction is working hard for you. We have a 31-point checklist to make sure that the job is done right. Quality in BSU is pretty much the same name. Give us a call at 901-672-7585. BSU Roofing Construction, our name is the same as quality.
For the best tamales this side of the Mississippi, there's only one place to go. Pop's Original Hot Tamales, 2467 Park Avenue. They've been a Memphis classic for over 13 years. Whether you need 1 dozen or 10, hot, mild, or mixed, you can get your fix at Pop's Original Hot Tamales, located in the heart of Orange Mound, 2467 Park Avenue. Open Tuesday through Saturday from noon until 10 p.m. Call 901-490-4017.
Don't forget about Pops.
Welcome back, everybody. We're talking to Debra Manning Thomas about this extraordinary life that she is living right now. I really could say you're living your best life.
I am.
Because you're truly being celebrated everywhere you go.
Thank God.
People just love Debra Manning Thomas. So we're going back to college. You're introduced to Al Bell, Isaac Hayes, and you're doing this run of a play that was supposed to have been one night.
Right.
What happens in this relationship?
Isaac liked me so much that he took me on as a protege. He took me under his wing.
Isaac Hayes.
Isaac Hayes.
Was he then a movie star? Because, he had written that Shaft song. And
it had not happened. Wait, I take that back. Shaft did happen. He was the movie star and had received the Academy Award.
Wow.
That's why it was such an honor to sing with him. And he too came from North Memphis because, he went to Manassas High School. Yeah. That was the school that I wanted to go to, but because of busing, I went to Northside. But Al Bell and Isaac Hayes hired me on at Stax Records. I worked in the production department with Sherry Jones and Miss Jackson. I can't remember her first name. But my exposure to the world of Stax Records was phenomenal. Yeah. I was really like the baby. I did a little background work. I was in the studio watching people like Don Nix. Oh God, the names won't come, but there were some magnificent producers and engineers during that time. Bobby Manuel, the Mad Lads.
These records were coming
Tim
out.
Prees, oh God, yes, not to mention the Soul Children, Johnny Taylor.
Yes.
My favorite was Albert King. He was a character. Not to mention the Thomas family, Rufus, Carla, Marvell, and Venice.
Yeah.
Just all of us, just together. It was a wonderful experience. I was afforded the opportunity to sing and watch Stax in 1972. That was my first airplane ride. My first trip really out of Memphis.
Yeah.
All of that to
California.
To Los Angeles, California,
Right.
to
Watts
what was then known as the Los Angeles Coliseum.
Okay.
So the whole stadium was filled because the tickets only cost $1.
Oh wow! Of course.
The show started at 3 o'clock and ended at 2 a.m. the next morning. It was an awesome experience.
You were on the stage.
I was on the stage.
You performed a gospel song.
To perform Precious Lord. And it's on YouTube to this day. It's on YouTube. Debra Manning sings Precious Lord. Watch Stax. It's there even now. But it was an honor to sing with, at that time, people like Kim Weston. She opened up the show. And then the show just went on all night long. When Rufus came out on the stage and clucked like a funky chicken, everybody came out of the stands. And it was chaotic, but it was controlled chaos. Yeah. They were dancing on the field while he was singing the funky chicken. Yeah. And then 45 minutes later, everybody was back in their seats. We had a ball. It was a great experience.
I'm like, how was that for you? Because how old are you at this point?
19.
19?
19.
And you're exposed to something,
I'm exposed to major
huge
stuff. Major stuff. So I'm like,
and
well,
you still
look like
sitting there
something
with your
still, yeah,
humble pie.
Yeah, still smiling, still, just being me. But it was a wonderful experience, and I have a deep love for Stax. Yeah. Even now, I'm so grateful that Deanie Parker did all that she did to make Soulsville be what it is today.
Yeah, it's
because
beautiful.
Memphis is soul.
It is.
I mean, I love Motown, but the soul of music comes from Memphis. It really does.
Absolutely.
It really does.
So let's move on in your career and your life. You're at Stax. You're on pretty much as a production sort of assistant. I don't know what they call it in the record business when you kind of hired on to be a background vocalist or whatever you do.
Well, yeah, you could say that. I was
studio
singer back then. That's really what it was. I mean, there are new tags now, but I was just basically a studio singer back then.
So you move on into Stax, and I'm assuming at this point you start to fall in love. And
I did fall in love.
All of those wonderful things.
So I thought.
Tell me about it.
I did fall in love. I met and married a young man, Charles Ingram, and Memphis did not want me to marry him. A lot of people did not. But I couldn't see it. I was in love. Yeah. And I did not have the guidance of my father because he had gone to glory. Yeah. I married him. We had 2 children. We had 2 boys. And Isaac was ready to sign me on as an artist. And the respectful thing to do, and I love him for this, was to call the head of the household. Okay. And discuss with them his desire, the possibility of me becoming a recording artist and everything. Now, my first husband was a singer, one of those guys that did doo-wop under the streetlights. Okay. But his career never did kick off. So when this opportunity came, I believe he saw the opportunity to possibly
get it
afloat. Yeah, to make it happen. And he told Isaac, and this is per my friend Helen Washington, he said, you can have her if you take me along with her. It was kind of like an Ike and Tina thing.
Okay.
So
was there a discussion with you about it?
No, I was never discussed. I mean, I was not brought into the discussion.
Okay, gotcha.
I had no idea that all of this was going on. Isaac never told me. Helen told me about 6 years ago. I'm floating along all this time not knowing that this had even happened. Yeah. Okay. And seriously, if I could dig him up
it would be a different story.
I would kill him again. Nah, I may get in trouble for this, but that's just the way I felt when I heard that, because I was just not looking out for me as an artist, but I was looking out for my children. You know, my thing, I wanted to be an artist. I wanted to make things better for not just me, but for the family.
Right.
I had 2 sons, you know, and him as a husband at that time. The marriage did fail for other reasons. We couldn't make it.
Yeah.
I can't say that I regret it, because I have 2 fine sons.
Okay, but hold it right there before we get into the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back, because he gave them the ultimatum of if they want you, they got to take him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Isaac
obviously said no.
Mm-hmm. He didn't want him.
So what happened to your career?
There was none.
You didn't ask?
He called. I did not know.
He never said anything.
I did not know. He never said anything to me. That just goes to show you the character of the person that I was married to.
Yeah.
He never said anything to me about that. I never knew. Isaac didn't say anything because the discussion was between the 2 of them.
Right. But what about the relationship between you and Stax? Was it done?
It continued. It continued. I mean, I remained an employee. I still did studio work. I mean, they treated me just like I was a part of the family. But they never told me what had happened.
That we were trying to make you an artist and your husband said no. If we didn't take him.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Wow.
But I persevered. I mean, I continued. I mean, and because I didn't know, I guess what you don't know can't hurt you.
Right.
So I kept pressing. Yeah. You know, I kept doing what God willed me to do. So I don't regret it. It's a learning. It's a life lesson. I hate that it happened.
Were there other instances in the career at that point in your life where you saw him making decisions that you didn't agree with?
Yes. And that's what caused the demise of the marriage.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So there were indicators, you just didn't know that particular story.
There were indicators. I did not know that story. And I was trying to be the dutiful wife. Mm-hmm. Okay? I was trying to honor my vows and be a good mother to my children.
Yes.
That was first and foremost for me. Mm-hmm. Because of the way I had been brought up. Because I watched my mother do that. She was mother to us. She remained married to one man until he died. And that's just the way I was raised. I mean, that's the way we did things back then.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I have watched things change. But if I had to do it over again, I would do it differently.
You would?
It would be different.
Yeah.
It would be very different. I probably would not have married. I probably would have married later in life.
Right.
And I probably would not have married the type of man that I married.
Okay.
Right. But I'm still standing.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I'm grateful. And I want to use this moment to drop a pearl for young women. Mm-hmm. Be very careful with the word love. Understand the word. Don't get caught up in emotion.
Yeah.
Or trying to rush things or trying to help God do things. Flow in His will. Take your time.
Yeah.
Everything that looks good ain't good for you.
I've heard this many times right here on this set. We'll come right back and continue talking with Miss Debra Manning Thomas. We got so much more to talk about. Stay right there.
Hey cousin, thanks for calling me back. Uncle Brother died last night. He didn't have any insurance. And I'm calling family and friends to see if y'all can help me out.
How many times has this happened in your family? Call Memorial Gardens Insurance Services now to get the coverage you need. Immediate coverage on most plans, no medical exams, and payments as low as $15. Call 260-2647.
In order to keep your business afloat, you must collect payment for the products or services you render. Unfortunately, not all customers are reliable. If you're a business owner, you likely have very little time on your hands to make those frequent telephone calls or to write letters in an effort to collect delinquent accounts. Hi, I'm Marilyn Mosley with Resolutions Collection Agency, and I have been a professional agent for more than 20 years right here in the Mid-South. They say the older an account is delinquent, the harder it is to collect the debt. Not with Resolutions Collection Agency, where we specialize in resolving any debt by any means. If your demands for payment have been unsuccessful, hiring a Resolutions Collection Agency can be extremely beneficial for your business. Call us today, 901-427-3040. That's 901-427-3040.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're here talking with the singing sensation, Debra Manning Thomas. Such a career that continues to this day. I do want to ask the question, do you feel like you should be further along, or are you content with where you are and what you're doing right now? Not based on what we talked about previously, but just in your career itself. Should you be on the national stage?
I should.
I agree.
I should. But I'm content.
Yeah.
I'm content because I'm still blessing people where I am.
Yeah.
I would love to be on the national platform, but I have seen what it has done to so many of my friends.
Yeah.
That I'm grateful that I'm not. Yeah. I've had friends die, and they had a rough way to go. I've had friends get caught up in the drug thing.
Yeah.
And their lives were wasted. I have a friend now. I saw her on television about a week ago, but her struggle has been hard.
Yes.
She's doing well. She's an excellent actress, but her struggle has been hard, and it has been the type that I would not have wanted to experience. Yeah. So I'm happy, even with the valleys. The valley experiences have helped me to continue and be where I am now. And I'm very happy with my life. I'm happy that God blessed me to raise my two sons to become good men. And even after a second marriage, I was blessed with a daughter who is my sunshine. She's just a ray of sunshine. Yes. I'm very proud of her. So my life has really been good. Even with the ups and the downs. Yeah. I still think I'm a rose. Yeah. I really think that I have given Memphis and the surrounding areas hope, blessing. Yeah. That's what I try to do when I stand before people. It's not about me. It's all about God and what He allows me to do. And I'm very grateful that He uses me as He does. Okay, so
I need to go here because, see, it's a lot of stuff I'm going to cover in this little section.
No problem.
How does it work in Debra Manning Thomas' world when people call and say, can you sing at Bobby Blue Bland's funeral? Can you come and be a part of the National Civil Rights or this? How does that happen? Do you have a booking agent or something?
I don't. That's my problem. That's my major problem. I have trust issues, and I have not yet found the person to handle it
professionally for you.
Yes, I have trust issues. I really do. And that's probably because of what I experienced earlier. Yeah. But if something like that happens, I handle it. I deal with it. And sometimes I talk with my children. Yeah. And they give me advice. Well, Mom, I think you ought to do this. And
they're kind of like, I've seen them sort of in a management position with you when you're out about sometimes.
Sometimes they do.
If it's a really big situation.
Yeah. My son, Christopher, is a comedian, and sometimes he gives me, entertainment advice, and he has friends who are entertainment lawyers and people like that, and they, have given him advice. So we just kind of put our heads together and do what we do. I'm not trying to pimp anybody. I'm not trying to
Be pimped.
Yeah,
Right.
But I want to bless people.
Yeah.
You know, God has given me a gift. I want to bless people. I want to be a blessing to them. And when certain situations come, a lot of times I just view that as ministry.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to wear the hat per se as a preacher, but I do want to proclaim the good news of Jesus Christ. And what I choose to do as a singer is part of my ministry.
Okay.
So when they call me and ask if I can do thus and so, I quote my prices. I do have prices.
Yes.
And sometimes I gift people because of the love that I have for that particular family.
Right.
Because that's my prerogative. I can do that, but not with everybody.
Not with everybody.
But I do have prices. I do have set certain things that I do. When they call, I ask, well, what is expected of me? Let me know what you want. And then I go from there. A lot of people say that I don't ask for what I'm worth. So I'm probably guilty of that too.
It's all right. You're still blessing them.
I'm still blessed.
Yeah.
I'm still blessed.
Yeah.
So if my prices go up, y'all,
Don't say nothing.
That's right. Don't say anything. But my mindset is not to beat people out of money because we're all going through something.
But you obviously live by your gift will make room for you.
Exactly. And it has.
Yes.
It really has, because the songs that I sing, I know the Lord will make a way.
Yes.
Oh, baby. He will and has and continues to do. I mean, like just in the nick of time. I mean, and that's why I love him so. That's why I choose to serve him. That's why I choose to do what I do, because whenever the need comes, if I make it known, he takes care of me. He takes real good care of me. I mean, I could be flashy. I could be, I could have weave all down my back, eyelashes out to Jerusalem. I could do all of that, but that's just not me.
Yeah.
I mean, I am a plain and simple person just trying to do the will of God.
Yeah.
That's where I am. And I firmly believe that he's going to take good care of me and mine.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing it right now, baby. Baby, last week I was blessed to turn 67.
I know, and it looked like online you had an awesome celebration.
It was good.
Family, friends.
I mean, nothing big, just love everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, people were just good to me. I mean, I'm just so grateful for that. I really, really am.
You're worthy of it.
Thank you.
Worthy of the love. So let's go back and talk a little bit about your career thus far. You've done television. Mm-hmm. Have you done the big screen? Mm-hmm. What'd you do?
The Firm with Tom Cruise. I was the Quinn family maid. I'll let Mrs. Quinn know you're here. Those are my 7 words. And it was a joy working with him. He is a great guy, a lot of fun. There were children there wanting his autograph, and he took time to sign, but he's a little short rascal and had on platforms shoes. But he was just a joy to work with.
Wow.
I also sang in the choir in Hustle and Flow.
Yes.
I'm the one with the blue blouse when you hear the song. And I met Terrence Howard. At that time, he was just learning to play the guitar. And he wanted to learn different chords from the young man who was playing piano. So I've got 2 film credits.
That's awesome.
And I've got some television behind me.
Yes.
And, I love theater, and I've done Mahalia a couple of times with Hattie Lou.
Yes, I was there.
So I love the arts.
You've done it all.
I have.
Right here in Memphis.
Right here in Memphis.
Right here in Memphis. All right, stick around. We'll come back. We'll talk more with Debra Manning Thomas. So much I need to ask and talk about. You guys see how silly I am, right? Because I'm just so excited to talk.
I love Dewayne.
I've been wanting to know these things about your career because you've done so much.
Thanks.
And I think people really underestimate the gift. That's just my opinion now. A lot of folks may say, we want to talk about all the great people in your life that you still connect with. Your pastor. We'll talk about her as well. That and much more. Debra Manning Thomas. Stay right there. We'll be back.
Hello, I'm Sherman Brown. If you need a new roof, BSU Roofing and Construction can help. BSU Roofing and Construction is factory certified, and we offer 5 times the warranty of traditional roof installation. Call for a free roof inspection at 901-672-7585.
For the best tamales this side of the Mississippi, there's only one place to go. Pop's Original Hot Tamales, 2467 Park Avenue. They've been a Memphis classic for over 13 years. Whether you need 1 dozen or 10, hot, mild, or mixed, you can get your fix at Pop's Original Hot Tamales, located in the heart of Orange Mound, 2467 Park Avenue. Open Tuesday through Saturday from noon until 10 p.m. Call 901-490-4017.
Don't forget about Pops.
Welcome back, everybody. We're talking to Debra Manning Thomas. And Debra, I want to get right into these artists that absolutely love you. Now, this is not what I've heard. This is what I've seen in rehearsals, behind the scenes. There are people who just absolutely have to say, Debra, come up here and sing this. Kurt Carr.
I love Cousin Kurt. I love him. He's a joy. He's just a joy. He loves the great hymns of the church.
Yes.
And
You
Pastor
sing them.
Stewart had a workshop with our music department with Kurt Carr, and she extended the opportunity to people in the city. And one, I think it was a Saturday of the workshop, he was just playing on the piano, and so he started playing hymns, and he would go from hymn to hymn, and I would just sing each hymn. And he was just amazed. He said, "This is my hymn singer. This is my hymn singer."
Yes.
So, whenever Tim or the guys, they say he's always asking about you and how you doing, and I'm like, just tell my cousin Kurt I love him. I'm doing good. Yeah.
Richard Smallwood.
I love Richard Smallwood. I love him. I was blessed to meet him when he was honored by Children Sing a few years back, and Leo Davis made it a point to introduce us, and I was just so honored by him, and he gave me great pearls of wisdom, and he kind of heard my story. He said, continue to walk in his way.
Yeah.
And that blessed me so, coming from him, because if I hear him, if I hear his music, I mean, I just know his music. Oh my God, I am a Smallwood junkie.
Yes.
I love him dearly. I do.
Let's talk about another unknown great, just like yourself, Callie Day.
Oh, my friend Callie. I love Callie. I met Callie at a tribute. We were all being honored by Miss McCrite, Sing Sister Sing. And I was one of the honorees, and Callie was brought in to sing for that service. And we met and we just hit it off. Callie is such a warm, earthy person, and her range is amazing. I mean, she can go from first soprano to basso, just a bass singer. Yes. She's amazing. She's just an amazing person, and we just hit it off. I mean, our stories are similar. She worked at Walmart.
Right, I remember this.
And she came here to do a concert. When she went back, they fired her.
Yeah.
But the Lord opened doors and has elevated her. She's singing overseas. She's just doing everything. Yeah. And she's going to be back next month for Sister Reach, for a concert that I'll be singing on. A 2-day concert. Saturday is gospel, Sunday is secular, and Callie is the featured artist on that Saturday.
Wow.
So I'm looking forward to that.
That's awesome. Really am. So who touches Debra Manning Thomas? When you listen to singers today, who really stands out to you? I could call names, but I'd rather you do it.
CeCe Winans, because of her purity. I love her voice. I love her spirit.
You were recently at the celebration for the Winans.
Yes, I was so honored to sit behind Marvin and cut up with him. I love him. He is such a character. The Winans, I mean, they still got it. I mean, they are just still number one in my book. As a group of singers, I love them greatly. Female singers.
What about Leandria Johnson?
I love Leandria. I love her story, and her struggle is going to make her an even better artist. I had the opportunity to speak with her via my hairdresser, who is also Leandria's hairdresser when she comes to town. And I poured 3 minutes of wisdom into her. And when my hairdresser got the phone back, she said, "Who is that person? I want to know her. I want to get to meet her. She understands." And so she shared some things with her. But Leandria is a gift. She really is. She's just going through this right now to make her better. She's going to be all right. She's really going to be all right. As long as she gets the people who were around her away from her and listens to God to guide her to the right people, she'll be just fine. I love her dearly. Lisa Knowles Smith.
I was going local. Go ahead.
Is my baby. I love her.
She's got her first record out.
I love it.
Solo.
And I heard Donnie McClurkin praise her Saturday on his show. But Lisa's been doing this a long time. And Lisa is a gift, an absolute gift. I'm really praying for her now because she is preaching. And that is an added responsibility. And I'm praying that God will give her everything that she needs to do to continue to spread the good news, as well as to be a good wife and mother to her husband and son. But Lisa's a fantastic, phenomenal gift to the body of Christ. I love her.
I ask this question. A lot of people will call your name because they are familiar with you. You sung for them. You may know their family. But in Deborah's circle, who do you call close to your heart right here in Memphis?
Reginald Gaston is my dearest friend. We came up together in music. He was the vocal music teacher at Hamilton High School for years. He is presently an associate director with the National Baptist Sunday School and Baptist Training Union Congress. And he is a faithful member of Columbus Missionary Baptist Church. Billy Rivers, the elder Billy Rivers. I love him dearly. He is another unsung gift to the body of Christ. And the Angelic Voices of Faith gave me my first opportunity to sing with them on It's Yours. I love that. And that was penned by my dear friend Ralph Lofton, who now lives in Nashville, Tennessee. And then I have to go with a young man that I really, really love, Kirk Whalum. The Reverend Kirk Whalum.
Wow, yes.
He won't wear the title, but he is an ordained minister. I love him because of his spirit. It's genuine, it's true, it's humble, it's powerful. He is a gift in so many ways, not just in jazz, but he is just an humble spirit. I mean, the things that he does, and I'm not going to go into them, but he is a humanitarian. I love him so much.
You guys never recorded together?
No, but we performed together several times, but we've never done a recording together. I love him and the people who surround him. His band members are phenomenal.
Marcus,
Marcus, of course. I mean, I knew that baby when he was in his mother's womb. I mean, I loved it. And the young man on keyboards. His name escapes me now, but he's with the Seventh-day Adventist Church. He is such a gift. Oh my God, he's so very talented. I love him dearly.
Wow,
I do.
You were very close to his father. Kirk's father.
He was my pastor for years. Oh my God, I loved him. He was godfather to my last child because he made me September birth month chair while I was pregnant, and I told him whatever's in my belly is your godchild, and he was that. I love and I cherish the memory of Reverend Kenneth Twigg Whalum Sr. There will never be another, and he was so good to us. He was the master pastor, friend, bus driver. He drove us all over the country. I mean, just a great man, not to mention the
politician.
A postal service master. I mean, a lot of folk in Memphis have jobs because of KT now. I mean, he was just a wonderful, wonderful guy. I cherish his memory to this day.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come right back and we'll wrap things with Debra Manning Thomas. I want to talk about your kids. I want to talk about your pastor.
Oh, I love her.
And how you are still so committed to her own church. She won't miss choir rehearsal, and she's going to be there Sunday morning. Think about that. We'll be right back with Debra Manning Thomas.
Hey Dewayne, this is Cedric Thomas in the city of Memphis, in the heart of Orange Mound. And you have given me the great task to find the best foods in Memphis. And I think we're going to start with the tamales. And when you look up here at this side, I think we have found it. Pop's Original Tamales. Hey everybody, here we are talking to Mr. Lee, the owner of Pop's Original Hot Tamales. And we are so happy to be here with you, and we want you to tell us how this establishment started.
Well, I came to Memphis in 1954.
Yes, sir.
And I went to work with a man by the name of Lester Dotson.
Yes.
At a place called El Ranchito.
Uh-huh.
And I learned from him.
Yeah.
And then I left and came back after so many years, and I wanted some tamales, and I couldn't find any like the one that he was doing. So I started in business for myself. Then I had a little wagon out on the street. I was out there for like 12 years on Sims and Lamar. And then I ended up coming here, and I've been here for 13 years.
Let's go back to this area, Sims and Lamar. A lot of people thought that you had passed away. So tell us what happened from there until now. That's what we want to know.
Well, I just had to get off the street.
Wow.
And then I ended up looking around, and I found this place, moved into here, and that's where I've been. Now, I'm not dead. I'm not going anywhere.
Yes, sir.
I'm here
Yes,
to
sir.
serve the people hot tamales.
Yes, sir. All right, Mr. Lee Crump, tell me why the city is so in love with your tamales and what makes them so different from the others on how you make them.
I think it's ingredients and your meat and the love that I put into it.
All right. Well, can we roll a few?
Oh, yes.
All right. Now, show us the process.
All right, got you going here.
So tell me a little about what you're doing now.
Well, this is what they call it, miles of this is really cornmeal. This is your meat and your ingredients. Put it all together. Bring it up like that. There you go.
Wow.
It's simple. You're used to it.
How many can you roll in a day, Mr. Crump?
If I don't stop to do anything, it's probably 1,000.
1,000 in a day.
Yeah.
1,000. Wow.
But you can't tell the difference by looking at it, because the man is just the hot pepper in it. That's the only difference.
Oh, okay. All right.
Gave everything else the same.
Yes. I tell you, I am myself anxious to taste one of these tamales because I haven't tasted them in a while. Okay. And we didn't know that you was just located over here.
Thank you, Joe.
Now is my time to taste a bit. Woo. Boy. I wish I could have did it the old school way, just squeeze it right on out.
You could have.
I could have, couldn't
You know, people still do it.
They still do it.
Yeah, a lot of them. I don't want no fault.
All right, here we go.
I don't know spoon.
Oh my goodness.
Which is that, the spice?
Oh my goodness. Which one did I eat?
I don't know if the spice is hot.
No, but it's good.
That's the regular then.
Just the regular? Okay, all right. I don't want to go too fast. Let me taste this here. My. Now, let's see which one this is. Oh my. Here we go.
Go for it.
Oh. Oh my goodness. I think I want to buy 10 before I leave. This is the spicy. This is the spicy one.
That's the one you like, the spicy?
This is the one I really like, Mr. Crumb. Mr. Crumb, I want to thank you for allowing me to come into your busy hour and taste your wonderful tamales. This is, yes sir, this is the original pop tamale in the city of Memphis, the heart of Orange Mound. You got to come and get some. Back to you, Dewayne.
Don't forget about pop.
Don't forget about pop. My God.
Welcome back, everybody. We're talking to Debra Manning Thomas, and I want to talk a little bit about your family and your children and how do they feel, and are there any singers?
They can sing. I don't push it. My sons are singers. My
Really?
daughter can sing, but she chooses not to. Charles sings well. Christopher sings well, but they don't want to.
They don't want to be on the platform like you.
And I heard Christopher say something the other day that really it bothered me, but I just didn't say anything.
Okay.
Something to the effect of, I can't sing like my mama. I'll never be a Debra Manning Thomas. I'm like, but you're Christopher Ingram, you know. But I just didn't say anything to him about that. But he's good at what he does, and people seem to love him. He's very much like his father. He just looks like me, but
they understand.
They do.
When he says, "I can't sing like a Debra Manning Thomas."
No, you can't. You're not supposed to.
But they get it that we on our side looking at you. Oh my God! And so they get it.
They get
that
it.
you obviously have a gift that's beyond the norm.
They do. They understand that. But they are talented themselves.
Yeah.
All three of them are. They're good children. The Lord blessed me to raise them well, to become respectful adults, and I'm very grateful for that, because so many people say that it's difficult to raise as a single parent. It's challenging, and if you have God in your life, He will give you what you need to raise good children, and He's done just that for me. Charles lives in Smyrna, Tennessee with his wife and 4 boys. I have 4 grandchildren. And I love them dearly. My oldest grandchild turned 16 yesterday.
Wow.
He plays for Innsworth High School. And I'm very proud of Charles, Caleb, Kobe, and Carla. They are all my grandsons.
They all understand about your gift as well?
They do. All of them are saved, except Carla. Carla is 5.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful. I'm grateful. God is just blessing me, you know.
But are you hoping that somebody will?
I am, but if not, I know that their feet are firmly planted.
Yes.
In the Word of God, and I'm very grateful for that.
That's good.
I am. Desiree is in Savannah, Georgia. She's an aspiring media person. She's very much into movies, making movies and things like that. And Christopher is here, and he's a Steve Harvey wannabe. I love him.
I can't wait for him to see this. This is going to be funny. So let's talk about this lady that everyone seems to know her full legal name, and she goes by Pastor to you?
Gina Marcia Stewart. That's my pastor, baby. That's I'll stand on the tallest mountain and tell the world. That's my pastor. I love her dearly. She's the pastor of Christ Missionary Baptist Church at 480 South Parkway. A phenomenal woman and friend. We were friends before she became my pastor. I love her dearly. She started out as a
narrator?
No, a devotion leader. Really? Really, she started out, I think she was secretary in Sunday school at Christ Missionary Baptist Church under the late Reverend Eddie L. Curry, who mentored her. And I cherish his memory also because he was a trailblazer in his own right. But Pastor Stewart started out as a devotion leader with people like Nancy Gavans, Archie Mae Pratcher, and they would do the quiet hour. And these older ladies mentored her, and they too saw something in her. And I want to believe that they fed into her like my mentors fed into me. But Reverend Curry saw something in her that was more than just a narrator for the Angelic Voices of
She
Faith.
was amazing.
Yes, because she was a jackleg preacher then.
Yes.
Okay, now that's the way I viewed it.
Okay.
But Reverend Curry saw the gift, but he did not bother her with it until she came to him, and he saw it. Once he saw it, he was saying, I was wondering what took you so long.
I've never witnessed someone who could set the crowd on fire before the first song was sung.
If they call her name.
I never witnessed that.
If they call her
until I
name.
saw her get up and narrate one of the programs for the Angelic Voices, and just in her conversation, she would start a fire.
Exactly.
That's just amazing.
And look how God has elevated her.
Yes.
I mean, she is a national, worldwide evangelist.
I love.
I've given her that title. I mean, she's phenomenal.
Filled by you next. Dr. Gina Stewart, I love to tell you.
Praise God.
She's got an amazing story.
She has an amazing story, baby. She has
amazing story. You know, being a prominent female pastor.
Exactly.
In Memphis.
Exactly.
Bible Belt.
Exactly.
All of the
and
challenges.
I will admit, I was raised to not embrace
female
women in ministry because I was raised in a traditional thinking church.
Yes.
But as you grow in Him, your mindset is open to the bounty that God has for us. And I wanted to receive some of that bounty. So when I was no longer happy where I was, I asked God to release me from that place, not knowing where I would go, because I'm not going to be untruthful. I was shopping. I was looking for another place to go.
Yeah.
And I just happened to visit Christ Missionary on a Sunday, and I sat in a pew with a young man who just said, "Are you a member here?" I said, "No, I happen to know your pastor well." I said, "I just wanted to visit." He said, "Well, this is a nice place to be." And she had already invited me to come and sing for the opening of the new building that they had built at that time. So this is 13 years ago.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to join on that Sunday when they went into the new building, because they said she just joined because they went in a new church. But I happened to join that following Sunday, and I knew that was the place where I wanted to be.
And you've been there how long now?
13 years.
Wow.
13 years. 13 years, and I
won't miss a choir rehearsal. Told me, now what time we gonna do this interview, because I got choir rehearsal tonight.
Well, I do that. I do. And it's Women's Month, so, you know, we got to be there for that. But, I mean, I believe in being faithful because that's the way I was raised. God is faithful to me, so I have to be faithful to
Debra,
Him.
I have to ask this, how hard is it to contain who you are when everyone on the outside was like, Debra Benton, oh. How do you hold that together? Because again, the outside, they just love and embrace you. You have song,
and I love you. I love the world for that.
Yes.
I love you for that. But I am just like you. I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody who can save anybody. I'm serious about that.
Yes.
I'm just a vessel that God chooses to use. When you see me, I'm your friend. And I love you with the love of the Lord. Know that.
Wow.
Know that. That's just the way I am. Piety is just not a part of me.
Yeah.
It's just not. I'm just a regular person.
Yeah, you are.
I really am.
But that's you. We see you as somebody anointed by God to do an amazing thing.
And I'm grateful.
And I wouldn't dare ask you to even try to give me a number of how many weddings, funerals, christenings, church programs. I know it's in the thousands.
I don't even know myself.
Yeah.
Thousands, hundreds of thousands, probably. And let me throw this one tribute that I want to do before we leave. I honor and admire Mrs. Louise Patterson.
She is such a classic.
I love her so much. I love her so much. She is the epitome of grace. And she's one of my role models. Yeah. And whenever she greets me, there is a little understanding that we have, and she constantly reminds me of that, but I'm not ready to do that yet.
Yeah.
But I love her so much. She is the one who is kind of like the wind beneath my wings. She kind of pushes me, and I cherish her. And I had to just pay honor to her before we go. I love Miss Lou. I love Lady
She's
Lou.
a beautiful lady. Every time
God,
I see her, she's very kind and gracious. Always.
And encouraging. So very encouraging.
That's your camera. Final words. What do you want to say?
If when you give the best of your service, telling the world the Savior is come, be not dismayed when men don't believe you. He, God, understands. He'll say, well done. It's not about you. It's about what you can do for others. Trust and obey, and know that God will guide you where you are to be in Him. I love you with the love of the Lord, and there's nothing you can do about it. God bless.
Wow. I'm not the singer. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching the Dewayne Benton Show.